Hey,
I love
hey,
that
hey,
music.
hey, hey. Hey, y'all, you said you like that music?
Yes, I was jamming in the background.
I saw you. I saw you. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to another empowerment chat. Tonight, I have a very special guest with me, my lock sister, Miss Kanisha Travis. Um, Thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for everyone that's watching the live. Thank you to everyone that's watching the replay. We are using StreamYard, so please give StreamYard permission so that we can see your beautiful faces with your name when you make your comments. For those of you that do not know me, I am Natasha Rivera, affectionately known as Coach Natasha M. I help women redesign their lives so that they can prioritize their health, well-being, live unapologetically, and cultivate a joyful life. And I'm the creator of this group, Be Free Society. I'm also the owner of Girl 2 Collection, which is an all-girl online apparel line. And I also do health and wellness stuff, y'all. So like I'm all here for all the things, right? Um, and so I am going to let my girl, Kanisha, introduce herself because I'm so excited that she's here, y'all. It's gonna be so fun tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, Kanisha.
Hi guys, I am Kenesha Travis. I am the owner and founder of Black Love and Travel, where we create amazing travel experience that helps you reconnect, rekindle, and rejuvenate with the one you love. So, as I'm just excited to be here, I've actually watched the other chats and I'm like, oh my God, that is my turn.
It's your turn. Yes, it is. You said reconnect, rekindle, and what?
Rejuvenate.
Oh, girl, all the reasons. I love me a good RE word.
Yes,
That was
ma'am.
good already. So if you guys are in the right place, if that has not been you lately, and I'm writing this down because I need to probably bring this back up later. Tonight's topic is can you guys believe this is like episode 7 already? But tonight we're talking about travel is self-care. Why are we talking about travel is self-care? And I couldn't think of a better person to do this with than Kanisha. And I like to give a brief of how I meet all the guests. So Kanisha and I met, I want to say in 2018 or 19. It was
19.
pre-COVID. 19. It was pre-COVID. She and I were both just getting into travel. We both became travel agents. I think I was in it a little longer than she was. And then she came on and we just like clicked. And she's just super duper dope. And now she's since I left travel with COVID, and then when I left the employer, like just finances and stuff. So I left, but this woman here, she done went on and she left the other organization and she done went on to open her own. She said, I'm going to open my own travel agency. That's what I'm going to do right here. And you are killing it, Kanisha. Yo, you went and learned the
I
ropes
can,
and you
it, it's actually been a wonderful journey. And like you said, as far as self care, not many people understand that travel is self care. I think that us as women, us as moms, us as females, we're always constantly taking care of the kids, taking care of our family, to the husband or the boyfriend or the spouse or whatever you have. And when we want to take care of ourselves, we're like, let's not do it. But that time is over. It is time for us to take care of ourselves and listen, travel. Because at
listen.
first, honestly, I used to be like, oh my God, I can't travel without my kids, man. They'll be all right.
All right. Listen, they will be all right because moms and married couples, we need that time together, like you said, to reconnect, to rekindle, to rejuvenate. And so, speaking of travel, y'all see my background is different. I done traveled downstairs to my dining room today. And so, just I really a definition of what self care is, because some people don't even know what self care is. It to me, this is how I explain it. It's just saying that you love yourself. It's your way of saying that you love you. It's saying I love me, right? And so it really is doing what makes your body, mind, and soul feel good. That's what self-care is. And travel is a really great way of saying that you work hard and you can play hard, right? Do all the things, go and travel. I remember being so afraid to travel, Kanisha. I remember being afraid to fly and to cruise and to do all those things because it was just a fear. And I was like, I'm not getting up in that air. I'm not going to help nothing out, right? I'm not going up there and travel and do all this stuff. And then when I started traveling, it was like, I've been missing out. I've really been missing out. And so now, like, I'm a travel head. Like, I'm already looking for my next trip. So I love to travel. What have you seen in your years of being an agent and traveling? How you, Miss Evelyn? And in traveling, what have you seen? Have you seen an influx in people, more people traveling, or a decline?
Okay, so I'll go back to the fear because I have seen fear a lot. And the fear, like you said, it's people wanting to travel but are afraid of traveling alone. One thing I will say to that is I felt safer because I've traveled alone a lot. My husband might not
Mm-hmm.
like it, but I have traveled alone a lot. Um, I felt safer in the other countries than I did in the United States. And that's just
Wow.
a fact.
Wow.
Um, since COVID, though, there has been a huge influx of travelers. A lot of people saying, oh, people are not traveling. But every time I go to the airport, it is lines after lines after lines.
Same.
So,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I will say is don't listen to the people who are not traveling. Just look at the people who are traveling
Mm-hmm.
because those are two different stories.
Right. Right. You're right. I
So,
That's how it was when. Oh, you you're doing that thing again. I don't want to talk over you, but you're freezing. It's okay. And I don't know if
well,
I'm freezing on
I
my
can hear
end.
you perfectly.
It's okay. We're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
work. We're
okay. I
gonna
can hear you. I don't know if you can
y'all
hear me,
just
but I
rock
can
with
hear
us. Y'all
you.
just rock with us. Just rock with us, y'all. So, Kanisha, so that, and I believe that because being locked down for so long with COVID, people are like, I gotta get out of here. I just want to do some stuff. And so I've seen it, and just in my traveling in the last year, um, like you said, airports are crowded, cruise lines are booked, and people are really just out here just getting their life. And there's a lot more solo traveling going on too. Like a lot more people are being brave with this solo traveling. That's something I haven't done yet. But are you getting a lot of people that are starting to get into it?
I have a lot of people talking about it. Me personally, I do groups, so I don't really get the solo travelers anymore. But people do ask a lot of questions in my group about solo travel because they do want to get out. They want to experience the world, but once again, they don't have anyone to do it with. And that's actually a part of how my travel agency got started. And that's because, well, long story short, I got married in Jamaica. And in Jamaica, me including, that was the first time that I had my passport. Like it really took me to get married to get my passport.
Gotcha.
And during that, I realized that one, honestly, I didn't see that many Black people. Two, no one wanted to travel by themselves. So once we got married and I had my daughter, that's why when my agency come to play because I saw that people were afraid to travel. That's why I do group travel. So if you are a solo traveler, you can just like get on the group. I
Right.
would say that solo travel is exhilarating.
Hmm.
It is like refreshing. It is peace of mind. It takes you out of your routine. And I say it because when you solo travel, you don't have to worry about waking up when someone wants to wake up. You don't have to worry about eating somewhere. You don't have to worry about doing what other people want to do.
Hmm.
It's literally you taking care of you when you want to take care of you.
Right. I love
That's
that
it.
part.
So I personally want to encourage people like do it correctly. Don't be don't be just going in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But I will encourage everyone to solo travel, because even on my solo travel days, I met and I'm still friends with today.
Right. That's awesome. So you made those connections. And that's what I feel like travel and self-care really does go hand in hand. And when you are traveling, it really is a way to experience culture and different ways of life and to enhance your personal growth, even just like you just said, is literally taking care of you, getting to know you, falling in love with yourself or falling back in love with yourself. Because a lot of us women, we, like you said earlier, we're wives, we're moms, we're booze, and we work or we're running businesses, and we're tapped out from our own self because we're spent everywhere else. And so to do that, travel, even if you're traveling in a group, like I'm an introvert, so I don't like crowds and groups like that. I'm good with a little small. So this is like like you got your different travelers, right? You got your solo travelers, you got your group travelers, and you got your travelers that's okay with their clique, right? I'm okay with my people. Like I'm not the big group person. I don't even like amusement parks and stuff like that. It's too much for me. I really am an introvert, and I know it shocks everybody. I really am an introvert. It's so draining for me to be amongst people, and I have to like really retreat and like recharge, just like I have to recharge my cell phone. But when you said group, can you explain what your agency does and how and why you just pick why is your niche group versus the others, and is that something that you offer to other people if they wanted to get solo, or are you primarily group? That's it.
Okay, so I do groups because, as I stated before, a lot of people want to travel, but they don't have anyone to travel with. My company was based on making sure everyone can travel. Um, and as of right now, I only do groups.
Okay.
I have connection. Do have just where other people, like, I will make sure they get, how do I say this nicely? Make sure they get vetted
Okay.
people, if they want to travel. There are some times where, depending on where the person want to go, that I'll do it myself, um, which is mainly the Caribbean. But for the most part, I that's just my joy. I just love doing groups. I love being around people. And if you can't tell, I'm an extrovert. So I
Yeah,
love
no.
being around people.
I can't
I
tell.
just
Mm-mm.
But the good thing too, and I want to say this too. I want to say this, that I love that you know that you're in, because you know what you can handle. You know everything around it. And I think that's good for everyone to know what type of traveler you are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm an adventure travel. I'm the ATVs, the everything. Some people just want to relax
Yeah.
by the pool, and that's
Yeah.
okay. So just knowing your type of traveler will be the experience for you.
Yeah. That's true.
I love
So
flying, so how to get
how
there
with
safely.
and yeah, Miss Evelyn says she just want to hurry up and get there safely. She loves flying. Me too, Miss E. I call her Miss Powerhouse. Germany's twice solo. Oh, you a
Oh,
real
Germany.
J. I want to say hello, ladies. Hello, whoever
Hello.
you are. Thank you for being with us. It's good to know what type of traveler you are. Will make your experience so much better. Yep, agreed. That's what Kanisha just said. But yes, thank you, Facebook user. I don't know who you are, but thank you. I do plan on taking a solo vacation in the near future for the experience of it all. Um, don't know what I'm gonna be doing. But that's the beauty of the solo, right? It's just you show up and you do what you want to do when you want to do it and how you want to do it, if you want to do anything at all. Some people might just want to go take solo and just go take it or just sleep it off, or just disconnect
One thing I
completely and
would
just
suggest, one thing I would suggest is a massage. Every time I go away, I always get a massage. That is the treat to myself because I deserve
No,
it.
nice.
And it just, you don't know how much tension is being built up. Even though we say we're not stressed or anything like that, that massage will take all of it out. So I make sure that it's on my number list, whether I travel with the kids, whether I travel with the husband, whether I travel by myself. I'm getting a massage no matter where I'm going.
Right, right. That is, I love massage. I got one book for Friday. Get the kinks out. And massage is a great part of health and wellness too. Um, Kanisha, do you what would you say? Like you just gave one, but I want to ask you like for some more like travel tips. You gave the one for she that big beautiful smile. You have the prettiest smile, but you froze again, girl. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm going to keep talking. There you go. You back.
Oh,
Um, it I really think that it's this broadcast system that I'm using because it's been happening a lot more frequently, even with other guests that I've had on. So it's not just you, it's just, and I don't know if it's something because we both actually
okay.
use it. So I don't know. But we're gonna just work with this, guys. Just thank you for working with us. This is what happens when you do a live broadcast. We're gonna just roll with the punches, and we're gonna keep on like, not letting distractions get to us. How was what? How was what, Ebony? Oh, what are you asking, Ebony? How was what? Because I'm not sure what you're asking. And hello to you too. Ebony asked a question, so I just want to know what she's asking. But when you put it in there, I will respond to it. What was I saying? Mm. Oh, travel tips. So you
Just
gave
paying
some
attention.
tips like get a massage. What are some other self care tips for the traveler that you would recommend to your clients, or like even things that your people do and like your groups do? What are some things that they do that you could recommend to others?
Okay, I'll start with myself. The first thing I do is, and a lot of stuff probably gonna be like, oh, what people don't realize is rest. You have to get enough rest, or
Mhm.
you're like out of sync, you're out of whack. Packing, do not be the last minute packer. Why? Because one, you're going to forget something. Two, it's going to stress you out.
Mhm.
It's going to stress you out. Please make sure you arrive to the air. This is the thing.
Yep.
I've seen
Yep.
so many people get left.
Oh, we
So
ain't got
many
time for that. I
people
would
get
be
left.
so
Like
devastated.
they are pissed, are crying, they are a wreck. All right, so getting all your paperwork together, make sure you have that. This is all the stuff to make sure things are not stressful. As far as self care, I'm a reader. I love to read. So if you're on the plane or if you're on the resort, wherever you are, bring a book, sit by the
I
pool.
do that. I
They
do
have
that.
yoga.
Hmm.
I'm a dancer, so I love Zumba. I'm a Zumba
Yes.
person. So that's how I
You're gonna find some
that's how
music
I like to
somewhere.
spend my self care.
Dancing.
Or if I have to make it myself, I'm okay with that as well.
Right.
Um, what else? What else
And
do I
that's
do for
okay. I would
self-care?
just like think like tips like massages, but really I just think when you go on vacation, I don't like being rushed when I go on vacation. Like we just cruise. You just was frozen. When we cruised just last month, um I was just like, I call it island time, right? Because I'm not rushing. I unplugged completely. I didn't have Wi-Fi. I didn't have my phone or anything. No outside access, right? We just had the chat that we all had on the Hub app, on the cruise ship for Carnival, right? Um, but it was just so nice to unplug. And that is a big thing for me with my self-care, unplugging. And like they have the itinerary of all the things that are going on the on the ship, and
Oh
there
my
is so
God.
much going on. And I'm like, I went through and I checked the things that I was interested in, But I didn't do them. I didn't do most of them because I took so many naps. It wasn't even funny. One day, I slept all day and woke up enough to eat and go back to sleep because I didn't realize how tired I was. And it's not sometimes, guys, you're not physically tired. Sometimes it's a mental exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're constantly pouring and running businesses, like, and momming and wifing and doing all the things, and you're trying to be a good friend in between all that stuff, it is so exhausting mentally. And I really needed to shut down. So when I came back and I did my live, you guys were like, "You look so refreshed," because I really was refreshed. It's like I didn't rush. My family were like, we'll go do this, we're gonna go do that. And I was like, okay, you guys go ahead. I'm gonna sit right here, or I'm gonna go back to the room, which was really my cue, like I'm gonna go take a nap. Yes, naps are vital. It was no shame in my game. Emotionally tired. Yes, sometimes emotionally tired. Yes. We be spent in all kinds of ways. And that's why vacationing, traveling, and getting away from your everyday routine is very important so that you can really tap in and see, yeah, because when you're in it, you don't really know like how exhausted you are, right? And you don't know until you get out of, and you're like, I'm really tapped out. Like, I am exhausted. And mental exhaustion is way more exhausting than being physically tired. You can go take a nap and recover from that, but that mental exhaustion, that takes time. And
Exactly.
eventually what happens with that mental exhaustion, it leads to burnout. How do I know? Because that was me. So vacation and time off and just enjoying my time, even though I work for myself, I still schedule time off for myself because it's important to me. What do you think, Kanisha?
That's actually a really good thing because I don't think I mean, because I'm in the industry, I don't really know my vacation the same, if that makes sense. Because when I vacation, my husband's like, you don't have to start working, but I'm like, okay, I want to get this picture, I want to get that, I want to get this, I want to get that. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, like you said, I have when I'm vacationing, I have to, just like you said, I have to unplug. I have to say, okay, this is my vacation. I'm not about
Yep.
to go live about this resort. I'm not about to talk about this resort. I really just have to just be in the moment. And I think that's
Yeah.
what vacation was for me. I think so many times we're stuck in a routine. And in this
Yeah.
routine, we wake up, we brush our teeth, we do this, we do that, we do that. When we're on vacation, it's like I can do nothing
Nothing.
and still be okay.
And be okay.
I can
Yes.
stay in my room. I can go by the pool. I can go by the beach. But this is
Girl.
all if I want to. It's not like I need to or I have to or I must or anything like that. So I say this to anybody. If you are ever thinking about a vacation, and one thing I do want to say or caveat is a lot of people always associate vacation with being expensive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on. Talk. Let's
And
talk.
when I talk about vacations, one, a vacation doesn't even have to be international. A vacation can be to the next city. A vacation can be to a hotel. A vacation can be just a place you've never been before.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these are changes of scenery. All of these are different
Mm-hmm.
everything. So I just wanted to put that out there because that's a pain point for a lot of people that I talk to is that they're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it is a big trip that you want to do, guess what? It's a lot of travel agencies, not just mine, but it's travel agencies out there that will allow you to put down a deposit and you pay monthly. And then by the time your trip is coming up, you're already paid off. So all you have to do is just go.
Go.
So I really do, whoever is listening, I really, really hope that you take this time and say, I deserve this. I need this. This is a part of my self-care. Like like I said before, because we're moms, we're everything. We say no, we don't want to take from the other people. But sometimes we do have to step back and say, this is what I need. And this is why I got into travel because if I'm being honest, I was mentally tired of being a mom, of being a wife, of being a big sis, of being a big cousin, that everyone leaned on me. And I said, I needed to escape. So
Yep.
sometimes travel is an escape, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want anyone to feel bad about that. Listen, it's just like Natasha said, when she came back from her cruise, she was good. And that's exactly how I feel every time I travel.
You should.
Sometimes this suntan, I'm in this these lines.
You should be coming back relaxed. If you're coming back stressed from vacation, there's a problem, and you might not want to go back with the people you went with if you stressed out from your vacation. Because what I don't have time to do is spend good money to be frustrated. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Yes, you have to take care of yourself. No guilt. Yes, that's that guilt free. That's that. That's that unapologetic life. I don't know who you are, Facebook user, but you're giving me life over here. I like you. Yes, I do. Kanisha, you said a lot, and I take notes. Like, so when you're talking, I take notes. You said people think that travel is expensive, and you know it depends on who you go, but it does not have to be expensive. Travel vacationing is an investment. It's a self investment. And again, like self care, it's how you say, I love me. So we can spend our money on shoes and clothes and supporting all these other businesses that will never make a deposit into your bank account. So, but you won't go and invest in making a deposit into your self care account, right? You have to make deposits into you because, again, people are always withdrawing from us, right? And no one's depositing, but you fly. I don't know. These flies are driving me nuts. You have to make sure that you are making those life deposits, those self care deposits, those self love deposits, those a pause. Because listen, that mental pause is everything. That mental pause is self care. That mental pause will bless your life. That mental pause is necessary because, like the Facebook user said earlier, burnout and resentment will creep in. Yes, it will. And I know this to be true because I lived it.
Me too.
I lived it. When you are so caught up loving on and caring for everyone else and you are not doing anything for yourself, that resentment, and I'm telling you, like you said, you were tired of being like the mom, the wife. That was me. I'm like, I'm so tired of momming. I'm so tired of wifing. I'm tired of taking care of people. I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm tired of being the friend that people be calling all the time. And then you feel like, who do I call? Who would I talk? So it's like I had to reel it all in because I
Yes.
became resentful, and that wasn't serving anybody well because now I'm doing the things and I'm not even happy, and I've been going to work, job that I hated. There was just so much. But girl, when I broke out, like, so my last, not this cruise that I just went on, my cruise before in 2018, right before COVID, I spent, talk about chilling. I spent the entire day. They have a 21 and up section on this particular ship, and it's called the Serenity Spa.
Money.
Girl, I got me a cabana. I had my book and I had my straw hat and I was in my bathing suit and I was in that cabana. That is where I spent my time. And I would leave long enough to go get me a guy's burger or something, go get me some food. But then when they told me they can serve me over there, I was like, I'm not even leaving this spot. I did not leave until it was time to leave. I didn't know what was going on the rest of the ship. I didn't care because again, I'm an introvert, so I enjoy being alone and just that stillness and watching the water and just the quietness of it all. And that is my speed. Like I love quiet and I take peace however I can take it. And I didn't get to do that spa this go around because it was a little smaller on this ship.
Oh, we did.
But
We loved it.
it's everything. It is everything. But that mental pause, y'all, that mental pause will change your life. That's right. It is life changing. There is absolutely no way. Like we can't even drive our cars too many miles before we have to get an oil change and our tires rotated. We can't drive before we so many miles until we need to get new tires, right? So if we manage and maintain our cars, why don't we do these things for us? Why do we think that we can just keep going and going through life and never taking time to stop and do things for us? I am the most important person in my life. Having come through burnout and all that other stuff, I'm the most important person in my life. No one gets the me unless they're not getting what's in my cup. They're getting from my overflow down.
Right.
I done did that from people. And someone said, yep. And then your cup is empty and everyone around, yes, suffer because I'm running around like a mad woman because I'm angry.
I don't know who this Facebook user is, but I think it's my friend Simone. I don't know.
It's got to be a new person.
I think it's Simone. If it is you, please just tell me. But I'm like, this is just, and if it's someone else, I'm sorry. But
well, one person from your group did. She said, yep. They said.
I knew it.
Yes, Simone's giving me life. So I was going to say one person from your group did come over. So thank you for being with us, Simone. And I'm hoping that you're enjoying the group and what what I share inside of the group. And just, yes, you are giving me life over here because it's accurate. So I feel like you've had this experience like us before. And if you're a mom, a wife, just a woman in general, I don't even want to put the other roles on, right? Kanisha, I also feel like women, we get so caught up in our roles, and that they're and that differentiating that they are roles, like a mom and a wife. Those are roles. And they forget about their individuality. And then that's where that neglect comes in. And I am in the phase of life where I don't even do anything like for my kid. Like my son is a senior and he has track meets, and I went to 2. And I think he got 2 left, and I probably won't be going to those. I'm almost certain I will not be going to those because I don't do things I don't want to do anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and I've ran with my kids. My oldest son will be 27 in July. I've been running since he was in T-ball. So I've been doing this for a very long time. So I'm at that point now in life where I'm just free, and I'm really taking care of me in every single way, imaginable, just to make sure that I do not burn out again, because I really had a really rough time a couple years ago. So what do you set those limits. I'm gonna have to bring you, I'm about to talk this one.
Something that you mentioned before was basically paying for your self-care, or like, what exactly did you say? I should have been writing notes. Basically inputting what you into yourself.
Make deposits.
Yeah, making deposit into yourself. And with that being said, and with self-care, like I said, you don't have to be international. You don't even have to travel to the next state. What I started doing sometimes is every 2 weeks, or whatever your payment schedule is, I treat self-care like a bill. So whatever you can afford, put that in a separate account. And when you feel as though that your cup is empty, you take that money and you go and do whatever you need to do. Me, it was just getting away for a little bit. Whether I got, like I said, I'm just getting the hotel for the weekend. And it was literally just for me to connect with me, not the mom in me, not the sister in me, not the wife in me, not the daughter in me. It was Kenesha to connect with Kenesha.
I love that.
And as women, like you said, we are everything to everyone else, but it's time for us to be us, like us for us.
Yeah.
So I do think that everyone should do that, whether it's vacation, whether it's a massage, whether it's dancing, because that's me all day, every day. Whatever it is, ladies, we have to take care of ourselves, because there won't be any selves to take care of if we don't do that.
Right. And then we can't take care of anyone else if we self-destruct, right? Simone said, I like that. Treat it like a bill. That's I've never and so I get mine, okay? I'm very much like you. I'm gonna get mine now. Like I'm gonna get mine from the rip now. Before I got mine, like crumbs, whatever was left. Oh, I'll take that. No, I take mine off the rip like the IRS. Like I'm gonna get mine. Give it. listen, I'm taking it from the rip because and sometimes we forget ourselves. That's right. But I've already done that. I'm never going to forget me again. I am the most important person in the world to me. Yes, I love my husband. Yes, I
Absolutely.
love my kids. Yes, I love my granddaughter. That's not what I'm talking about. But that self-love hit different. And
Hmm.
I can't love them properly if I don't love myself properly. Because anyone out there that's not loving themselves properly, and you're out here, you're saying you love this person, that you're not really loving them properly, because you're not even loving yourself properly. And so it's not even possible to love someone properly without first loving yourself.
Yourself.
You
Absolutely.
have to love yourself, care for yourself first. And I'm going to take that into consideration. I never made it a bill, Kanisha. Like I never treated it like a bill. But you said when your cup get empty, I want to go back to that, because I don't want anyone's cup to get empty, because it's really hard to fill an empty cup. When you deplete, it's really it's like you're struggling to just to get that momentum back, because that depletion. Because what happens to your car when it runs out of gas?
It's gonna stop.
Right. So don't let your self-care get to the part of depletion. Like that thing gonna be like this put, 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 put. You're gonna be like, yo, let me pull over on the side of the road. And and you stressing like when that light be on, we be out here risking,
Woo, child.
taking all the risk. And it's like, ooh, let me get to this gas station. And the miles be going down, down, down. I'm like, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And so it's we laugh and joke, but it really is the same way. Like, don't let yourself deplete. Because also what happens when you let your car run out of gas like that, it starts to mess up things in your car, like mess up the engine, it can mess up all the other things, right? So what do you think that's going to do to your body? You're totally depleted. You can't love them if you're not loving you yet. That's right. You're not. Absolutely not loving yourself properly or others properly. And I'll argue that any day, but I'm not arguing because I'm not an arguer. So Miss Evelyn said she went to Disney with family. She made her own reservation. She had a suite with 2 queen beds, kitchen. She had the works, honey. Sat in a room with 2 TVs, rented a scooter. Not welcome much for her. Everyone said your space is larger than your family space. I took advantage of her senior discount. Yes, senior discount.
Right.
That was a
Yes,
piece for me. I had plenty of space. I had the visits only, no overnight.
no,
No,
that's right.
Miss Evelyn. So I call her powerhouse for a reason, because that's how she introduced herself to me. But she really is a powerhouse, and she does so much in the community. And for all that she does for those that are in need, she deserves this self-care, because she is a giver, a sower, a pourer. And Miss Evelyn is just a really amazing woman. And you deserve all this self-care, Miss Evelyn. So I like that, and you just keep doing that for yourself. And I encourage you, everyone on that's listening to this live and watching the replay, those of you that are watching live but you actually aren't in watching live, you just click the little button so you can hear us, right? um just I just want you to take time. And Kanisha, you probably heard this too. People say, I don't have the time, or when I get the time. What do you mean when you get the time? We can go make all these other plans, make sure we report to work tomorrow, but you can't schedule yourself in on your calendar for vacation. So that's one thing I do at the beginning of the year. I schedule my vacations because I work for myself. I put my vacations on my calendar, so I already know when I'm going away.
What they say now, PTO, prepare the others, because I'm not coming in.
I'm not coming in. I like that. I never heard that.
And I say
Yes.
that because,
Make the time. Yes.
like you said, it's everyone wants to do stuff for
Amen.
everyone else. But if you don't take the time for yourself, imagine working 40 hours a week and you think you can't take a Friday and a Monday off for a long weekend. That's
That's abuse.
ludicrous.
That's abuse. It's abuse. So
And I
everybody
know
else but you.
people who say, "Oh, I," and this used to be me. So I'm talking to my younger self. Oh, I'm not going to take off. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I always say, and it's probably a bad analogy, but if we passed away today, that job listing will be on there within 2 days.
2 hours.
So
They ain't waiting.
the fact that we're not taking time for ourselves is crazy to me. But it took me a while to understand this. And I'm not going to say it was just an overnight thing. It took me a while. It took me working for myself.
Right.
Because even when I talk to my mom, she's like, "Oh, are you sure? Mom, you've been in your job for 20 years and I know that's good. But if you don't request that time off,
you're going to lose it. So why not take it? PTO, prepare for others. I am like, oh, you're right. You know, so okay, hey vet. What she said, 1 hour, the employer cares nothing about 1 hour, right? The employer don't care. They don't care about us. They just want the work done. I know that because I lived it. I was in a very abusive work relationship for a very long time. PT, she said she's going to use that PTO. Everybody using the PTO. They don't care about us. They just want the work done. And I always, when I would submit time off requests, when I was submitting the request, my thought process was I'm already off.
I'm already, you know.
So I'm not even asking for permission.
This is
I'm
courtesy.
telling you what's about to happen. Right? And so you can deny if you want, but I'm still calling. I'm still not going to be here. So you do what you got to do. But it took me some time to get to that I don't care phase, right? And that was toward the end of, when things started fizzling out and I just became like a try me, whatever, right? Just I'm ready, fire me if I don't care. Because that's where I was because I was so burned out. I didn't even care at that point anymore. You said something. Oh, the other thing that I hear, Kanisha, I don't know, people are like, oh, I'm going to wait to lose weight. I'm going to wait until I get my summer body. For what? You better go up and get that vacation, whatever body you giving it.
This is what I tell my people. The beach is going to get whatever body I give.
Exactly. Go on and give it.
And I'm okay with that. So many people, and I think this is just a fear tactic as well. And this is what I'm getting. A lot of people make the excuses, well, I can't have the time off, or I can't do this, or I have to get my body right, or whatever the case may be, is because some people are just afraid. And that's okay. I know that people are afraid of planes, and that's okay. You can catch a train.
Yep.
You can drive to Mexico or Canada if you want to. You can drive to the next state, especially if you're on the East Coast. You can drive to the hotel that might be in downtown.
Right. You can go somewhere.
You can go and travel and relax and take care of yourself.
Yep. You're right. Excuses keep you stuck. So stuck. Yes, Angela, we deserve our time, and take your time because they're going to take it back if you don't use it. It's called use or lose. And I ain't got time to be working all these hours to be giving nothing back. I'm preparing you. I'm preparing you right that whatever body show up, that's right, you're gonna get whatever body I give you. Like, and I can say that because I used to be like that. I'm like, oh, I want to wear this, and I'm going out there and I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna see them people again.
People are not looking at you.
Right.
At you.
And they ain't looking at you, and some of them got a lot more going on than you. So, and I'm just gonna leave that right there. But but just get out of the excuses. But I like how you said, Kanisha, there are other options because people automatically go to a plane or the cost of it all. Yes, Letitia. She said honey, 2 pieces and some biscuits. Let's not get the honey glazed rolls. Yes, honey, I'm giving it. I'm gonna serve. And it's
getting all the tiger stripes, okay?
My son used to call them trace marks. My son used to call my stretch marks trace marks. And I was like, baby, because of you. I got them because of you. But I really love this chat. Ladies, do you have any questions? If you do, please feel free to drop them in the comments. We will love to answer them. So we're going to take a little time for Q&A. You have any questions for Kanisha as far as travel? Anything you want to know about her agency? Like, Kanisha, I really love what you've done. Like, you started out under, under someone else, and you said no, there's more, and you really went and bossed up. And like, I was so excited when I saw the launch of Black Love and Travel. I was like, you are doing it. You are really doing it. So you guys, if you really she really is amazing. She's amazing. I'm just so blessed to be connected to such amazing women and some really dope boss women. Like, every time someone come on this show, I'm like, you really know some really dope women. Like, for real. When I sit and I handpicked each of you for these topics. And so it was very thought out. So it's not like I'm just over here bored, like, who can I get? I already had this planned out a month ago, didn't I, Kanisha? We already had this planned a month ago to do this. So I just love it. And I feel like we just can always offer something so you can see things and view things like a little differently. Especially with the travel and self-care. I know a lot of people who love to travel, and I know a lot of people who are afraid to travel. I know some people that just makes every excuse in the book why they can't travel. Or, I'm going to wait till the kids are a little older. You know what? That used to be me and my husband. I'm going to wait to take the kids to Disney. I'm going to wait till I told you my oldest son is 27, right? I don't wait till he turned 5 so he can appreciate it. And next thing you know, he was 5 and we had the next son. So now it's like, we're gonna wait till he turned 5 so he can appreciate it. So now they're 8 and 5, and I got another son. And we said the same thing for like 12 years. And we still ain't got to Disney. Now it's the craziest thing. Like, so.
And I think, like I said before, I think, and whatever we do, whatever we say to ourselves, it starts with a little fear. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna take it back a little bit because you know how we started. And even with myself, as Natasha, that we met in traveling. And once I've learned that I can become independent and I can own my own agency, I said, why not? It was the fear holding me back. Like, and it's not even the fear of what if I fail. Sometimes it's the fear is what if I succeed?
Fear of success. I see that a lot.
Like, what happens with that? And then, like I said, I grew. I rebranded to Black Love and Travel. I actually won an award last year, which was actually really exciting because, starting from how Drake say started from the bottom, now you hear.
That's right. That's right.
I did want to go back to the kids thing. And that was, I'm going to say, where I lived catapulted my kids traveling because my son was born in California. So at 4 months, he had to travel back to Philadelphia and Pennsylvania to see his grandparents. So my kids have been traveling since they 4 months. And when they turned 1, that's when they got their passports. So at this time, I'm just like, and just like we say that we need self-care, kids need self-care too, because even though they're little, it's so many things that they still have to go through their daily lives. So if you guys have any questions, whether it's because I've traveled with my kids, I travel by myself, I travel with my husband, I travel in big groups, I travel in small groups, I travel. I've actually been to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 countries, and it's only April this year.
I be seeing you. I'm just like deep breaths. I'm like,
and one thing I do want to self-care for me is when it comes to traveling, not waiting in those lines because those lines stress me out too.
Oh yes, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that because I got to do that too. Go ahead.
So one thing I will suggest, if anyone loves traveling internationally, please make sure you sign up for Global Entry. For anyone who do not know what Global Entry is, it is a 5-year trusted program. It is a little bit more extensive than TSA PreCheck, but the good thing about Global Entry is that it comes with TSA PreCheck. So for anyone is like, when you come back into the United States, you know how you go through customs. You might see people that's standing in this long, long, long line. That's non-global entry. And then you might see some people that be like, why? How are you get through in 3 minutes in a kiosk? That's global entry. So if you are like me, and even my kids got global entry too, so I'm probably raising bougie travelers, but whatever. Make sure you apply for that. It's $100 for 5 years.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and that's why I like to tell people I'm very transparent on the prices of things, because a lot of people, like I said, people think it's expensive. $100 or five, that's only $20 a year. And when you break it down to that, if you want to break it down to months, that's dollars.
Dollars for what you gonna wait in them lines and the time you save. Yeah.
With global entries, and please make sure that with any travel you do, please make sure it's reputable sites. That's one thing that I have to stress, because I know someone who applied for global entry said she paid two something. I said, how did you pay two something? I did it 4 times, I only paid $100. So you don't have to pay these companies. Like, even if you have to inbox me to ask me some questions, guess what? I'm available, as Natasha know, as Simone know. If anyone has questions, I am there to answer, just to make sure that you have a successful trip.
Yeah.
I don't care how small, I don't care how big, or whatever the case may be. Because, like I said, it's not many of us traveling.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That is also good. Letitia said, yep, they need breaks too. I think she was going back to when you said that kids need to break. And I never even thought about that until you said it. Yeah, they're in school, and the stress and some, all the things that they see throughout their day and that they hear, their little minds need to break just from learning and from all of that stuff. So I love that you travel with your kids and that you started them so young. Like, I love seeing your stories and your posts, and they are so like to see them so young enjoying this life. They're going to be forever travelers. And I see them rolling their little luggage and stuff like that. And these are the memories we're making with my granddaughter too, because she's a little traveler too now. And these are things that, I didn't grow up doing. Because we just didn't have it. And I'm just gonna keep it honest.
Okay, and I want people to know that's okay.
Yeah, we didn't have it, but when I started having kids, when I got married, we made sure that we did things with the kids. Like, it may have been another state, but we never flew. I'm going to tell you guys a real honest story. The very first time I flew with my family was last summer when we went to Puerto Rico.
Well, but guess what? You started.
Right. Not my first time, but the first time we ever flew together as a family. And that was the first time I ever flew with my husband. So I'm telling you guys what's up, and I don't mind flying. Like, it's not my favorite thing to do, but I don't mind. I just get up there and I'm in awe of creation, right? Because it's just so beautiful from up there. But my husband did not care to, like, he has flown, but we just haven't flown together. Someone had to be with the kids, right? Because again, we always didn't have it, right? Like, life was a lot different then.
Life
was lifing, and so we weren't always in the position where we are now. So, like, he'd fly, but that was our first time in being together, about 29 years of flying together for the very first time.
And how did it feel?
It was really cool, and like, now it's like we just want to go everywhere. So it was really amazing. So I like to share that story, because I know people may see us traveling and stuff, but like, that's not my first time traveling or his, but it was our first time together as a married couple. Like, that's wild to me. Like, that's really, really wild to me. But it was like also like a fear of planes too for so long. Like, we both had it for a long time. So it was just never something we wanted to do. And we never had the childcare to even do these things back in the day. And traveling with the kids is like, who's doing that? If we couldn't drive, we weren't going, but we did different state stuff. We just didn't fly, but we like doing things.
As far as trips is, I try to take at least 4 a year. One by myself, one with my husband, one with the kids, like as a family, and then one with my girls, because all of those are,
that's good.
4 different trips, 4 different experiences, 4 different everything. So
I like that.
My 4 self-care trips. because like I said, it's just different things you do, or it's just like a whole different vibe. Like everything is different vibe.
Wow.
I do see a question. Thank you. Angela asks, are the appointments available now as far as global entry? Um, it's going to be hard right now to probably find somewhere to get your appointment. I would just keep looking. I don't know exactly where you are, but if you could maybe go to a different city that's close and look at their appointments, I would try that. Another hack is, and this is what I did, if you have a international trip coming up soon, if you have a layover, you can, and that layover is like one that does the global entry interviews. You can get your interview during your layover. So that is, yes, that is a travel hack. All you have to do is be conditionally approved. If you are conditionally approved, then you will get the little number that they give you. They're going to ask for that number. They're going to ask you some questions. They're going to say, okay. So that if you have a trip planned before this.
That is a really great travel hack. I didn't even know that, but I'm definitely getting on that global entry because I don't got time for them lines. I need to be going through, and I ain't got time for all that patting down and taking my pins out my locks and stuff. Like I'll be beeping, they be patting me to be down. I hate the pat down. I be like this. Listen, I hate the pat down. Angela said thank you. She said
You're
thank you.
welcome. It's so
Um,
many different travel hacks that people might. Oh, I have another one for anyone who do not want to do global entry. And this might work for you, Angela, right? Since you don't have it yet. It's called mobile passport. Mobile passport is free. And you can, I mean, you can get the updated version. I think it's like $20 a year, or maybe less than $30 a year. Mobile passport is basically like kind of like global entry, but not as extensive. It only works on whoever, like whatever airports have it, but it's kind of like the same thing. When you can do your customs form on there, you can put your information on there. It's usually a smaller line as well, and it gives you like a QR code or something once you fill that stuff out. So for anyone who do not have global entry, coming back into customs, you can use mobile passport. Usually they have its own line as well. That's what I was using before my global entry got approved.
Ooh, that is good. Just a wealth of information. Kanisha, you were saying something earlier about people going on these secondary sites. And I know because you've been doing travel longer than me, but people, girl, like you work so hard to get these quotes and put these packages together for people, right? And for them to get the information and to go and book it on a third party site. And then they're upset and they're stressed out when things don't work out well. And I just want to take the stigma off of using a travel agent, guys, because there's such a stigma with it. The travel agent ain't trying to take your money. Like when I did travel, I'm gonna talk when I did travel. Um, the client didn't even pay me. It came from the resorts and from the where I was booking them to. So it doesn't even come out of your pocket. And so people, if that's a reason for you not using a travel agent, then I just want to take that out. If that, I hope that's like still the case over. We have, Kanisha runs her own business, so things may be a little different on her end.
So I will say the industry has changed a little bit, and it has changed based on what you said. There was a lot of people using travel agents to kind of price check or like things like that. So now agents do charge fees, and I'm okay with that only because it's not just boop 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 like you do on Expedia or Priceline. We're looking at the reviews. We're vetting the resorts. We're making sure the transfers are private. We're doing making sure your flight, if you do offer a flight, don't have that 20-hour layover in some random city. So it is a lot of work. So some agents do charge upfront. Some people do it for free. But you also have to think about the service. Half of the information that I'm giving you now, you will get this with another. Well, I don't know, but
No, everybody is not. They are not the same.
but you get what I'm saying? It's just certain, it's like a certain repertoire that you're building with the agent.
Mhm.
It's if something goes wrong in destination, guess what? You can call me. You're not waiting on an 800 number for 3 hours because you're the 20th in line. If they answer or have a phone number.
And then getting someone that don't even speak English.
So it's definitely concierge service. So I would just definitely say, if you can, I would personally go through a travel agent route, because it's just more, and it's the convenience too. Who has time
It's
to
peace
be
of mind,
going
right?
out?
I was gonna say that. Like it takes all the work out of it. And when they're on the third party sites, guys, you probably aren't getting insurance. So if something goes wrong, there are things that your agent will do for you and things that an agent has access to that you will not get on going to third party sites. Letitia said using an agent definitely takes the stress out of planning, and it's wonderful to have that familiar concierge. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm gonna tell you guys, if you have an agent, that's amazing. But if you don't, Kanisha really is a bomb.com. She really is amazing. And I can say that because I worked with her. We were on the same team. And when she booked her first group trip, I'll never forget that. It was amazing. And that was the moment when you were like, I'm only doing groups. I'm only doing groups because and you started planning your next one. And I remember that. And she's just been amazing, and she knows what she does, and she's a giver just like myself. If she has the information, she's going to give it. Like she made herself available to you guys in her DM. If you have questions, reach out to her. But there really is a it's like having your mechanic, right? You just had no one else touching your car. Someone else have a stylist. No one else is doing my hair. No one else is doing my nails. It's that type of thing. No one else is booking my vacation, right? So when you get to that point, you're like, good. I'm going with Kanisha. Or if you have an agent, that's
You
cool.
have an agent, yeah, no, 100%.
Stay
But
with your agent. But if you
just,
don't,
I would
come
definitely
on
say
over to Black Love and Travel.
go to whoever's comfortable to you. But also just don't just make sure you, like I said, just make sure you go with who's comfortable with you. But just two quick stories. Um, with my family of four, be considered group. I do. I don't know if this is Simone or not, but I do want to caveat that I only do international. So if it's international, I would, if it's anyone in this group, I would go ahead and help you, because usually I only do 8 or more. But if you say you're from the group, then I'll go ahead and help you. I don't mind it as long as it's international.
So 8 or
Um,
more. That's good to know. Okay. And
yeah.
she said it's her. Okay.
Okay. Also, I would say, even if I do not do domestic, I've been places. I'm maybe it's like 27 states. So if you ever have a question about a state, like I said, I'm just a Facebook message away. Two stories quickly. So I had a client who she went to Puerto Rico, and they wanted to stay an extra day. She called me. I moved her thing over an extra day for no cost. So this is not something that Expedia is doing. This is not something that Priceline is doing. And my husband, he laughs at me all the time, but he's like, how do you know this stuff? He went to San Francisco. I didn't book his flight. Of course, because I don't really do flights by myself. But he wanted to come home earlier. He wanted to come home earlier. He wanted to leave from a different airport. And I made it happen, not because it's my husband, but that's just something as an agent does.
Mhm.
Even last time he just came from Portland, he said my flight delayed. I said, I know. He said, how do you know? I said, because there are apps for that. So I knew exactly when his flight was delayed. I told him that his flight was delayed, and I knew exactly when he was coming back. So this is just like the personalized things that you'll get from an agent. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be me. And I'm not, it does not. But any agent that you find, just make sure that they're going to give you the service that you want, the service that you need, because unfortunately, not all agents are created equal.
They are not. And they are not. Kanisha, and saying all this, using an agent is also self-care to me because it takes the stress out of me planning my trip, and I get to just show up and have fun and just do the things that I want to do. So that's where my self-care with travel begins, with the booking. Now there are things that I would do for myself because I've done it before, but I am definitely, if I need to have a group thing, I'm definitely going to Kanisha. Right. So and I will reach out with questions to her too. So that is just, you know that's it. That's where the self-care starts for me for vacation. It starts with the booking. And I have with my family have booked quite a few now, but when get a little larger, I'm gonna need you, Kanisha. But yeah, so you guys have any more questions, please drop them in the group. I do want to thank you guys for rocking out with us this evening. We really
Yes,
do
thank
appreciate your time.
you.
Um, just thank you for being here. Please drop your questions in the comments. I believe that there's another one that just came through. Let me see what we got here. Hold on one second. Let me get my life together. Let's see. Who's saying something? Damn it.
Letitia, I hope I pronounced your name
Letitia,
correctly.
yes, I'm going to put her information. She says, please share your page and contact information. Kanisha, normally I have booked for myself as far out as Dubai, but I don't want to do that anymore. Yeah, she's a traveler right here. Letitia is. So yes. So if you guys want to stay connected to, let me take this comment down so I'm not doubling things up over here. If you want to stay connected with Kanisha, please go on over and follow her on Facebook and Instagram at Black Love and Travel. And her group is really amazing. It's growing. Like, oh, gosh, I remember when it was just a few of us in there. When did you start? When did you officially start your business? It was last. When was it?
Last May.
Last May. So
So,
a
and
year.
yeah. So I've, because I rebranded, like I said, told you guys, and I started my group May 1st. So it's so crazy. It's going to be 1 year, and I'm at what,
Tomorrow.
1,300? Yeah, 1,300 members right now. So that's actually really exciting and was,
That's really dope.
yeah.
So you guys going over and follow her Facebook, Instagram. Her group is Black Love and Travel, and the picture looks like a triangle, like pictures and stuff. It's really cute. It's really cute, and she has a lot of information in there. She's always like she goes live in there, and she shares travel trips, travel tips, travel hacks. You'll see her in there dancing because she loved dancing, honey. She loved line dancing, so you'll see her in there doing. It's really just like her life, and she's just a real person, and she's just a vibe, and I just like it. And the group is really interactive,
Yeah.
and they are really sharing and like their trips and their experiences in there, which is really, really, really nice. So I love your
The
community,
group is
Kanisha.
called Black Couples Travel, the ultimate Black love and travel group for anyone who's looking for the group.
Okay, so can you
Well, if you are okay with it, I'll just post the link
oh
in the
yes, please put the
chat.
link in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Please
so
do
once
that.
we're done, I'll put the links in there and I'll put my
Yep.
contact information in there as well.
That'll work. That'll work because I want them to be able to stay connected with you if they're interested. You guys, this is top tier service, and I would never refer anyone that's janky. I don't do that. I don't even fool with people like that. You got some happy anniversaries going on
Oh,
here
thank
and
you,
some good nights.
ladies.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Miss Evelyn. So again, if there aren't any more questions for me or Kanisha, please feel free follow me here in the group. Follow Kanisha over in her group and on her page. And Kanisha, do you have anything in closing?
I want to say thank you. Thank you for thinking of me and thank you for allowing me to share this platform and talk freely about the ins and outs of traveling because once again, this is not something that's done all the time. So thank you. And to all the ladies, I would say happy traveling. Once again, if there is anything or any questions that you may have, please just make sure you reach out. I am the person that you see on the screen.
She is, y'all. Just like like you get me, like you get Kanisha, like we are who we are there. And I was just saying that earlier, like people really are so different in real life and on screen. We really are the same people. We really are the same people on and off screen. And we all, we just want to see people just having chill. Hey, Brittany, you have a question, or you just saying, hey, you're here? But you're welcome, Kanisha. You're more than welcome, and maybe we can do another collaboration because this is exciting. And I'm just, let me know when you want to come back, or I can come on over to your side of town. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. So she said, just saying hi. Okay. Well, thank you, ladies, for being with us tonight. I hope that you have an amazing work week or just a week in general, whatever you do. Have fun. Take care of yourself, guys. Really put yourself at the top of your to-do list. self-care, travel, mental breaks, all the good things. Like, do what you have to do for you and take yours off the top like the IRS. With that being said, have a great evening. Love you all. And Kanisha, thanks again for rocking with me. I'll see y'all later. Smooches.
Bye, guys.